All right, folks, we saw this coming, but what we didn't see coming is the big boys, those with the fat pockets coming and kind of, wandering, in the AMC waters, I will say, and looking for blood. Yeah, because there is blood on the AMC waters. And when you look at some of the other firms that usually are staying away from stocks like AMC that are now piling into this, well, you cannot help but wonder, is this the beginning of what we know was about to come? Maybe, because I'm seeing here on Barron's, Switzerland's central bank bought Apple, AMC, Tesla, and Rivian stock. What does all of these, four stocks have in common? Apple, AMC, Tesla, and Rivian. Well, first off, these are falling stocks, right? Stocks that are trading now below a certain level price, which makes no sense if it's not the panic that the panic that is now kind of fading away a little bit in the stock market. But if you kind of, add this and try to connect the dots, right? The Swiss Central Bank is one of the most prestigious and secrecy bank in the world, because pretty much at some point, all of the billionaires and multimillionaires in the world had an account in Switzerland. And this is a company or bank that deals a lot with secrecy. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is a little bit of conspiracy theory behind this. I'm not saying there is, but I wouldn't be surprised if they know what we all know is about to happen here. Now, on top of that, I also remember that the biggest pension fund in the world, in the US, also bought AMC fund, and since that, never sold. Question mark. Why is that? Yesterday, we had information about the world's largest hedge fund, also buying AMC and GameStop. Coincidence? Maybe. Some will say no, they're here for the share landing. But no, I don't think so. And you add on this, the most performance, the most prestigious, if you will, hedge fund on the street, Renaissance Technologies, is been also adding on AMC and adding on AMC. So when I connect the dots here, why finally and suddenly all of these guys are coming to buy AMC? Well, it does make sense to me. Money is getting dry on the street. There is no more liquidity. Or liquidity is getting rare. Why? Because money is getting a lot more expensive, and it's going to continue to be a lot more expensive in the next coming months. Plus, there is a little bit of uncertainty around the state of the economy. People are panicking about, is it going to be a recession? Is it going to be a stagflation? Is it going to be a crash? Because, with the real estate market dropping, or with the war in Ukraine, if the war in Ukraine escalates to, maybe Russia trying to invade Finland or other countries, how would that look for the market? High inflation, how long is it going to last? Everything on that front, and COVID in China also, it's adding a little bit of, a lot of uncertainty in the market. Hopefully things will fade away. But until then, people are now shifting from what used to work, and it's not working anymore now, to what is actually going to work. It does make sense, right? Because money is changing pockets. Money is changing, flowing from, the tech, high growth to the undervalued. And AMC is an undervalued. All right. So that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are coming in here because it's easy money to be made. Think about it, folks. I shared with you a couple of months ago at the beginning of this year. There was a survey conducted by TD Ameritrade, and they said 50% of market participants, like the professionals, traders, investment managers, etc., about the probability of AMC hitting $50 a share this year. You know what the response was? 50%. 50% of the market participants interviewed still believe that AMC can still hit $50 a share this year. So if these guys are coming here in the 10s or maybe the 20s, they're already doubling the money on the 50s. And we all know with AMC, once it hits a certain level, it's just a matter of it's the party. It's open business to all the fear of missing out, option chain, huge volatility. All right. And even if they get out at that point, I mean, the short sellers are already crushed because the covering process is going to lift and lift and lift and lift and lift if people continue to hold. So very interesting to see how the next months are going to look like. But yeah, another bullish action on AMC.